World seems to be in a knockdown, drag out fight with the US dollar. It's under attack once again. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. Please subscribe if you like this content. This article is from Watcher.Guru and it's titled BRICS, India aggressively dumping the US dollar. We just covered an article yesterday about Iran dumping the dollar. Everybody's dumping the dollar. Oh my word. It says the US dollar is rallying against the Indian rupee after reaching a high of INR 83.24 last week. Indian authorities are worried that the US dollar's growth against the INR could hamper the import and export sectors in the subcontinent. Doesn't this sound familiar to what China was saying, like how they're going to regulate how much dollars are used by certain companies, right? Against, of course, the yuan is having a lot of different problems. So a lot of these countries seem to be taking note of saying like, wait a minute, the dollar's kind of strong. We need to find some sort of way where we can keep the value of our local currencies respectable or pull the dollar's value down, which obviously is the long-term vision, as the US is also taking a lot of different measures that is devaluing the dollar as a currency itself. So I think they see this as a prime opportunity now while there's a lot of that happening, right? So it says here, in a surprising move, the rupee rallied to 83.12 to 83 on September 8th within a minute. This raised doubts that India might have a matching system in place. The foreign exchange markets are rarely moved this much in minutes. It says a trader told Reuters on condition of anonymity that a large Indian state-run bank aggressively sold US dollars in the international markets. I guess that means, I'm taking that to mean they didn't sell it like this. Hey guys, you want to buy some dollars? But they were more like this. Sell these dollars now. I guess that's aggressive. Is it not? Like, you tell me. This is what I envision when I think of aggressive. I know it's not like that. I know, but it was fun to think that way about aggressive dollar selling, that they're upset, angry. They have the screw face on and they're while they're selling these dollars. Hey, what am I going to do? I like to have a little fun. Says the insider quipped that the sell-off might have been initiated on behalf of the Reserve Bank of India. Says the insider said that India does not want the US dollar to close at a record high and therefore aggressively sold USD. So like I said, they're trying to pull it down. All of this is not just India. Here's the thing. Not just India. Everyone's been dollar dumping this entire year. I don't think that's going to change. All of these BRICS nations, they have like over 21 affiliated nations. They're not official members of the BRICS, but they're trying to get membership, right? So, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens. And hopefully the dollar will not sustain major damage over these next few years. Because if so, I'm telling you right now, gold will skyrocket. It'll be great for people like myself. Gold will skyrocket, but it'll be a hard time for people on the ground. They're already having a hard time in the West as it is. The buying power of the dollar is down dramatically. It's just absolutely disgusting right now. Wage growth has slowed as well, right? As inflation continues to rise, right? In all of the different ways that they don't like to talk about, of course. So anyway, let's go here as liquidity is going to be drained from a lot of different markets as T-bill yields went up, of course, and bonds, of course, have a lot going on here. This article is from Reuters.com and it's titled "Wealthy Families Pile into Bonds, Private Equity While Shedding Stocks." Not just stocks, they're shedding crypto as well. But let's read this little tidbit here. It says, wealthy families loaded up on bonds. I've been telling people this for the longest time. They don't listen. Wealthy families loaded up on bonds. I wouldn't just say wealthy families loaded up on bonds. I would say smart money loaded up on T-bills and bonds, right? But let's read it. Wealthy families loaded up on bonds and private equity investments in the first half of the year while slashing their stock exposure, according to a survey by Citigroup's private bank. More than half of the 268 family offices polled, accounting for a combined net worth of $565 billion, increased their allocations in fixed income, while 38% boosted their private equity holdings. By contrast, 38% reduced their allocation in stocks. The shifts were the largest since Citigroup began the study in 2020. The S&P index has risen 4.12%. this year through Monday, and 10-year Treasury bonds closed Monday, yielding 4.28%. It says investors sought out private equity investments in the first half, while the market for initial public offerings stayed sluggish. But the private equity investments are more conservative now than in the previous years. Quote, family offices are focused on high quality companies and traditional industries with positive cash flows, unquote. Haynes Hoffman, who runs the global family office group at Citi Private Bank, said in an interview. The biggest worries among respondents were inflation. Even though they tell us, oh, no, we have inflation under control. Don't worry about a thing. And, when they say that, you need to worry about everything, right? It says rising interest rates and uncertainty stemming from U.S.-China tensions. Yes, that's going to be a problem. People don't understand with all that's the semiconductors, various resources, geopolitical tensions between the two and other regions like Africa that's affecting resources. I mean, there's so much going on. It's unbelievable. It says, quote, with inflation, market volatility, and geopolitical concerns top of mind amongst ultra high net worth investors and their families, they are readily diversifying their portfolios and considering direct and sustainable investments, unquote, says Ida Liu, global head of Citi's Private Bank, in a statement. There's always, listen, wise individuals are always going to diversify. You don't put all your eggs in one basket to and I think that's an oversimplification. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. First of all, I'm not worried about the dollar because I protect my value. Gold, silver, and platinum, baby. Oh, yeah. And platinum has a shortage. Oh, yeah. Silver is in high demand. They're having a few problems in a lot of areas, producing the silver, but I'm not worried about that. The demand remains high. That can only affect the price in a positive way in the future, of course. And gold does what gold does. Never worried about gold. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the Monday.